Okay, we got this plate down out of the way. And you can see what I'm talking about. There's the way these are hooked on is very particular, and I think it'll come out now just by anyway getting it off of these. I can't do this with just two hands, but it's very, very flexible, almost a rubber. So I'll take it off and go from there. Okay, that's what the deal is. This is an airbag, which I'd read something on the internet about it, about later models. I can't remember the year that it started with, but this is an airbag for your knees. I'd seen something on the internet about a year that they went in and added it because of the crash test or something. So this is something that's not even in that earlier video from the 2005 or 2002 model. So I'll just have to proceed very carefully and see what we got to do to get, because it's all part of it now. Okay, so far most of these screws, like these type, have been T20s. This has two T30s. I'm going to take those out, and then there's just a clip it hangs by on either side. It should come right out, and then there'll be a wire that goes to it. So I'm going to very carefully take that airbag unit out. Okay, I got the screws out, and you want to handle these very carefully, because if these things deploy when you do not want them to, the results can be catastrophic. Okay, right there is a cable. Just going to take the cable off and then carefully set that aside. Okay, now on the passenger side where the glove box was, you can take these bolts out here, and that this section should come off. Although the more I look at it, yeah, okay. Alright, I think it is separate. I was going to say it kind of looked like all one piece, but we'll take it off and see. Okay, it was 3 bolts here. And you just pull on it, and it comes off. Okay, so far so good. Alright, the next thing I'm going to try to do is pull this cluster cover off. And according to the other video, it just should pull off, and I don't see any reason it shouldn't. I'll give it a try and see what happens. Alright, it turns out there is one retaining screw right here. It did just pull right off, but there is that one screw, and I don't think there's one on this side. Anyway, that one screw right there, we'll take it off and it should just come right off. Okay, here's something interesting. It does not have a screw on this side. It has some kind of a different keeper, all right. It's just in a little notch, and it is a pretty soft plastic, so I think you just need to just lift up on it with a screwdriver and it should come right out. We'll see. Let me correct myself. There's one on either side. There's just one screw, but there's 2 of these things here. There's little keeper things, soft. And that should be it. Yeah, there's think it's loose. It just needs to. Let me pause it because I gotta have both hands. Okay, that was it. But you do have to be very careful of this. That's your trip odometer, and the one that changes for your temperature and your miles and all that. It's just got to be careful taking it out. Let me correct myself on those tabs. Okay, when this whole piece comes out, you do not need to take these off. I thought you did. It's hard to tell, but you don't. So don't bother. You don't have to do that. You don't have to take those out because it's all part of this cover. By the way, one difference in the 2006 and later is that the turn signals are not part of the instrument cluster cover. They are part of the instrument cluster themselves. They are right in there. We'll still have to take them apart, but just at a later time than in the earlier models. Okay, I'm going to take out the cluster next. You got 4 screws, it looks like. One, 2, 3, 4. And then it should just be a matter of unplugging everything behind it. Okay. 4 screws are off. And now, let's see. Looks like 4 plugs and that's it. So we'll go with it. Another design difference in 2006 and later is the vents integrated to the airbag assembly, and this handhold. I see nothing of how to get that. I mean, I'm just going to have to look at it and see if it all comes out in one unit or what. I'm just going to have to look at it for a minute and figure it out. Okay. I had to refresh my memory on this, but there's 2 screws. This is going through the glove box compartment. There's one there and one there. It appears to be a 13 millimeter. And so I'm going to take those off, and hopefully whole assembly will come out. Well, here's a nightmare for you. Working on trying to get this airbag out. The older models don't have this grab bar, but of course this one does. And there was absolutely nothing on YouTube or on any forums anywhere that talk about how to get this out. So I did find these tabs underneath, and I just kept working at it and working at it. And unfortunately, I broke one of the tabs off. It's a really crappy design. As a matter of fact, this other tab's no good either. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get those from the dealership or not. I hope so. Anyway, this other side, and sure enough, there is, just like I suspected, there's a long Torx right there. Get that off, and then that'll pop off. But there was not a word anywhere about how to do this, so it's just going to take very careful prying to get this off and kind of make it go sideways, and hopefully I won't break those. But no amount of pushing from the back side is going to make those tabs come out. I mean, the way they're wedged like this, arrow shaped. They're just you just got to pull them out and hope they don't break. So anyway, that's a freebie on me. Okay, let's see if this will work. These are on with Loctite blue, by the way. So go very slowly. And voila, now we can get the airbags out. And now I'm going to have to buy 2 covers. And I don't see, unless there's a special trick out there that these body guys use for this, I can't see a way of getting those out and not ruining them. I mean, unless you're just real lucky. I broke the left one even worse. And that was being as careful as I could. So anyway, take these screws out. There's 2 here. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure if this is part of it. I mean, it'll have to come out either way. I'm just not sure if it's part of the airbag assembly. We'll see. This part here. There's something else that's not on the other video, the one for the 2006 model, but that's why I'm doing this, is to try to, you know, make somebody else's life a little easier. That guy that did it on the 2002, that young guy, he made it my life a whole lot easier with what he did. So that's the name of the game. Pass it on. Okay, I kept prying and prying and it still wouldn't come out. And then looked, and then there's another bolt right there. So hopefully that'll be, I'll take that out and then it should come out. Okay, once you get the airbag module out, there's 2 cables right there. Got to take those off and we'll be done with that.